Ladies and gentlemen, I was wondering why the toady, divorcee, Sam Seder, who does too much sitting. You do a lot of prolonged sitting, Stan. You need to, get a little exercise, dude, especially since your wife left you. You're getting a little fat. But I was wondering why the divorcee, Sam Seder, wasn't autistically repeating the number of people, most of them black, when you get down to it. I wonder why he wasn't autistically repeating the number of people that were shot and killed or knifed. We could add that too. Killed in Chicago this weekend. It was a pretty bloody, violent weekend. Chicago's shootings this Memorial Day weekend have left at least 44 people shot, 9 fatally, according to police, says one news report. And another says it's been a violent and deadly Memorial Day weekend in Chicago with at least 50 shot, 10 fatally, police said. Yet another report, I've got the links for all this too, and they're all archived in case the articles would go bye-bye. Yet another report states, quote, 11 people were killed and 45 others were wounded in Chicago over the long Memorial Day weekend, one of the bloodiest in recent history, end quote. If you've read my essays on murder in America, you're smarter than any lunch meat slicing Sam Seder supporter. And you know that Chicago has one of the highest murder rates in America. They usually do, and lots of black-on-black murder. Why is that? Why are there so many fatherless children in Chicago? Stan, why are there so many women with children and they're not married? Why is that, Stan? I'd tell you to go down there and tell them how to cultivate a decent marriage, but you can't do that either. So that would be hypocrite, to use a word you are fond of. You won't call anybody out on this, although you are a huge hypocrite. But if you did, someone could just autistically repeat, hypocrite! That would look bad, you lecturing somebody on a failed marriage, wouldn't it, Stan? Why are there so many fatherless children in Chicago, Stan? Have you ever wondered that while you're sitting on your fat ass doing nothing? Why are Chicago's government schools failing black kids so badly? It's almost as if the Democrats don't want this problem solved. Will the toady, divorcee Sam Seder waddle over to the Chicago police chief's main office and find out how many of the hood rats who committed shootings this weekend, how many of them ignored background checks? I bet they all followed them. Yeah. Do hood rats ever follow background check laws? Even the divorcee Sam Seder knows they don't, but he wants to use that to allow the ATF to compile gun lists. So, and by the way, Stan, my guns aren't going anywhere, old man. We're not debating that. I'm not debating that with you. I'm not negotiating that with you. So you continue to sit on your fat duff and do nothing, because that's all you're going to do about it. Sam Seder, why are the most violent cities in America full of black-on-black murder? And Stan's running from me on this debate. I've told him and a couple of his lunch meat slicers that you can dedicate your show, because you have a lot of free time, Stan. It's not like you're busy. You're not married. You don't see your kids very often anymore. So you have plenty of free time, even more than usual. And you could use your entire little internet show to respond to that. Why are the most violent counties in America full of black-on-black murder? And why do they vote Democrat? Why is that? I've asked this question many times, still haven't gotten an answer. Oh, structural racism! Any Sam Seder supporter posting on this video will have to debate this with me, and I will tag them. This is for YouTube specifically, even though it's going on Rumble. I will tag them in a comment on my community tab and record the debate. Sure, there will be plenty of this channel has no content opponents. So, Stan, I'm wondering, how come that bloody weekend in Chicago, are you going to do a video chronicling all the dead black people that were shot by other black people? If you did that over Chicago in the last, you could just focus on the children that were killed in Chicago in the last 10 years, and your flabby jowls would be bouncing up and down for days. You wouldn't have time on your show for anything else. So, why is there so much black-on-black homicide in Chicago? Now, in white rural western Iowa, you could take those tier of counties, split Iowa into thirds, and the western third of counties. Stan, how come there's not much homicide per 100,000 there? Is that because it's so white? Okay. Just wondering. I'm just wondering, Stan. Why does the western third of Iowa have virtually no crime at all, and per 100,000? In Chicago, it just keeps going over and over, and it's Baltimore and Detroit, and I digress.